All right, so we're here with David. This is at the Crypto CPA. So GameFi is an up and coming topic within the crypto industry, and David is going into the guild world to help drive this industry forward. And he's going to talk to us a lot more about GameFi, play to earn, and in general how gaming will impact the crypto industry. So David, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? What's your background in crypto, your background in gaming, and where you see this going?
Yeah. So, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here on the first Plum Talk. And, essentially my background in crypto is, I got into crypto in 2017, found out through a friend and really started looking into Ethereum. Really liked what I saw and basically pretty much decided to put all my money into crypto ever since then. And basically, after the years, all those investments matured and essentially did well for myself in crypto, and always wanted to start a project in crypto. So that's basically what led me to start the gaming guild. And the other side of it is the gaming side. I've always been in gaming. I was a competitive gamer my entire life. I got my biggest accomplishment in competitive gaming was getting third in the Collegiate League of Legends series in 2012. So, been there, been at the top ranks, and really saw this opportunity of crypto and gaming merging together to basically get back into my competitive gaming experience merged with also my crypto experience.
Yeah, nice. So, when did you kind of see that trend shifting from smart contracts on ETH in 2017 to today? It seems like, in particular with Axie Infinity and Jewel and some of these play-to-earn gaming, that this industry is kind of exploding. Like, when did you start noticing that shifting trend and kind of get this idea that this could be something big?
Yeah. So I really started realizing this probably like early in 2021. I actually made a Facebook post something along the lines of like, in the future, people will be people from developing countries will be playing games and making more money than college graduates. And I didn't even know about Axie at the time, but that was just like, something I envisioned. And then literally like, I kind of wish I knew Axie because that was like a really early time to get in. But then I actually found out later on about Axie sometime in June of 2021. Threw in some money to start it off, and really like the concept, really like the project, and essentially started to grow my scholarship program from there. And now, through that, started investing, most of my net worth into GameFi gaming projects, and then that's basically how I got to where I am today in terms of the gaming guild, and essentially the vision I see for play to earn, or play and earn is what I like to call it.
Yeah. Play and earn is definitely a little bit of a nicer framing. When people say play to earn, it's almost like, it's almost like, seems like more of a chore, right? Rather than you'd hope that the game is actually fun and interesting. So that's one thing I kind of wanted to ask you about within gaming and crypto. Like, how do you kind of see this coming together? Because one thing I've heard about Jewel, for example, DeFi Kingdoms, is that it's sort of like yield farming with extra steps, which is kind of funny. I haven't actually jumped into the ecosystem, so just from what I've seen online, it seems a lot of people might have some dissatisfaction with like the current offerings. So I'm curious what parts of this integration, gaming with blockchain, that you're excited about. What do you see the space moving towards?
Yeah, so I'm really seeing the space moving to kind of a more play and earn approach, to where like the difference between currently what happened with Axie and why I see the future going is, Axie, it was a game where you could make money from playing, but the issue that Axie had was that over 50% of their population is playing the game purely for making money, which means that 50% is just taking money out of the game constantly. And the price of Axie or SLP, their in-game currency, is not going to be able to sustain the price. Too many people are taking money out of the game and not enough money put into the game. And it lasted for a while. SLP went up to like 35 cents, now it's at like 1 cent. And that was just mainly because there's so much hype behind it during that time, and everyone was putting more and more money in. But like the second that slowed down, the second people started to realize this wasn't really a good opportunity, SLP took a nosedive because most people were just playing the game to make money. And to that point, like the future of play and earn gaming is, people are just going to be playing these games like any other game. Like they play League, like they play WoW. And they're just here to have fun. They're going to spend money playing the game, and they're going to have a good time, right? And that's really what gaming's about. But the key difference here is that previously in Web 2 games, whenever you're playing League of Legends, you're playing WoW, you basically leave the game with all your time spent with $0 in return. Well, that's not necessarily the case, because you could always do the black market sales out there. Like, personally, I sold my WoW account for over $1,000 in high school. But because there's not like an open frictionless market, most people don't even consider that, or they don't even really want to like do that at all because they just don't feel comfortable doing it. So back to like the play and earn side, I basically see people spending times in like the future World of Warcrafts, the future leagues, and they're probably not going to pull any money out until they decide to quit. But when they decide to quit, now instead of leaving the money with $0, they'll probably leave like 500, 1,000, maybe like 10,000, maybe even more, maybe $1 million, right? So it's really more of playing the game for fun and then just monetizing the aspect, rather than people just playing it purely as like their main source of income. But that being said, I do think there will still be people playing it for their pure source of income in these new generation of play and earn games. But like in Axie, it's like 50% plus of the population is playing, and like that's not going to be sustainable. I don't think that's going to happen. I think what will actually happen is the earnings will actually go down tremendously for like the lower the average players, and really the people who will actually be able to make a living by playing the game will have to be like the top players. And that was actually the big issue with Axie, where they basically gave earnings out to a lot of the casual players. So it was like everyone, their mom, their grandma, their grandkid, their dog, like everyone was still making like a decent amount, and it just created such inflation in the game that was just unsustainable for the economy.
Yeah, so you see a lot of the value coming from actually people kind of enjoying the game. They enjoy the game, they rank up their accounts, and you think there will be a marketplace for kind of similar to what you had before, where people want to purchase the accounts in order to have a better gaming experience, which is just naturally like genuinely enjoyable. Is that kind of like
like 100%. I mean, it's like these in-game economies have been here, and it's kind of like it was all on the black market, right? So it was like I like to use the analogy of like, I guess like something like marijuana, right? Marijuana used to be illegal in the US, and essentially if you wanted to get it, you'd have to go to the black market, and because of that it turned a lot of people off. They didn't really want to try it, they didn't want to do that because it's illegal, whatnot. But then they made it legal, and now steadily the people who have tried marijuana or still use it actively has gone up steadily since then, because now it's like a legal, frictionless way to interact. And I see that with gaming too, right? Like it's it was actually technically illegal in games as well to do these black market sales. Obviously the devs didn't really have a way of tracking, but it was definitely illegal, and that was definitely a hindrance for people who wanted to monetize their accounts. And basically the NFT technology basically allows you to basically make that frictionless, make that legal, and then there's going to be a lot more participants in the economy, kind of like how you see with legalized marijuana. Now there's way more participants in the economy because it's legal versus when it was on the black market.
Yeah, it makes sense, with the technology being enabler for these kinds of marketplaces to naturally spring up. Yeah, so I kind of understand your thesis a little bit, where if we get genuinely interesting games and a way for people to trade the ownership of the accounts and the assets on that game, then instead of just sort of like this yield farming approach where just for having activity you get money for that, it's sort of not sustainable in your eyes, but rather springing up natural economies based on the gameplay itself and the assets within that game.
Yeah, so like on that point, I really think it's like whenever you look at a game like League of Legends, for example, you know, people like the entire collective community has spent billions of dollars on League of Legends, and like, you know, they're not here to make money, right? They're just here to have a good time, and that's what games are about, right? I think that's the thing that's definitely missing for play and earn games. We don't have a League of Legends caliber game yet. We don't have a World of Warcraft caliber game yet. But you know, it's going to be like a similar type of structure to where you're going to have people just putting in tons of money into this game. You know, maybe they'll put $1,000, maybe they'll put $5,000 just because they're trying to have fun in the game. And like, you know, the goal is not for people technically to take out money all the time, right? The goal is for them, whenever they finish playing the game, now they actually have something to do. Like maybe they have something in real life come up there, or they're tired of the game. Now they can just sell their assets to the next player, and you know, that would just be a natural transaction, right? And then I guess, you know, there might also be a little more sense of fulfillment in these games if you know that everything that you do in the game can be monetized. So there's definitely like a little extra incentive there to where, like, you know, some people, they might not want to play games because like, oh no, it's like a waste of time. Like I need to go make money. I need to go like do some other things. So it's like, oh, now you can make money. Now you can play this game and you can also make some money on the side. So yeah, I think it's going to be more of that than just everyone just playing and farming.
On that note, I'm curious about what games in the industry that you're following, that you're looking forward to kind of providing this experience that you're excited about. Anything that you want to talk about or shine some light on?
Yeah, definitely. So, you know, personally, our guild is partnered with Big Time, and it's going to be like a WoW MMORPG type game. So this game, you know, I'm super hyped for. I'm really looking forward to a new WoW type game. I think it's actually really perfect for this industry, and mainly the world's been waiting for like a new World of Warcraft for over like 10-20 years now. So yeah, if a game can really come and capture that audience, you know, it's going to be, you know, big time. And then besides Big Time right now, there's a few other games I'm eyeing that I really like. There's Heroes of Mavia, which is like a Clash of Clans type game, and it's basically Clash of Clans on the play and earn blockchain. And yeah, you know, Clash of Clans is just such an addicting game, so such a fun game to play, that I really think this game's going to be big. And then the last one that I'm super bullish on right now is Guild of Guardians. It's also a mobile game, and it's like an RPG type mobile game, which these RPG type mobile games have done extremely well in the traditional gaming space. So I think it's just like a natural shift over to play and earn. And yeah, I think those two will be really big.